Hello, everybody. It's Tara from Sojourn Psychology, and I am happy to be here with Amanda Hall. She is a homeschooling mom of 5, and now Amanda is also on the board of the Niagara Home Educators Association. So she is somebody who can give us some tips, strategies, and just point of view for us newbies in this homeschooling situation. I'll pass it over to Amanda.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Tara, for inviting me to be a part of this. This is great because I know a lot of people who might be listening today could be because they're thrown into this homeschooling thing that they necessarily did not choose to do. Some, it might have been a thought that they wanted to do at some point, and others, it could just be they can't wait until the call is that they can bring their children back to school because it's just not something they've ever seen themselves doing for different reasons. So I'm hoping that I can give a little bit of advice from what I do in my day-to-day. As you mentioned, I have 5 children, one from grade 1 up to high school, grade 9. So to begin, I think I just really want to reiterate that what you feel as a parent or as a grandparent or whomever you are watching and helping your kids learn, try not to compare with your idea of what or who other homeschoolers that you know or that you have seen do what they do and think, I can't do that, and that's maybe why you haven't already. Or in the other case, think, wow, I really would love to do that, but I just don't have the resources. Because I think that will right away start your day feeling like you can't do this, and nothing can be further from the truth. I really feel that every person who is being called to do this right now can do it. And there's lots of amazing resources being given to even homeschool families that have been doing it for years and new families being thrown into this right now. So I guess I just really want to start with letting you guys know that there is a lot of support out there and to really tap into it in any way that you can.
Thanks, Amanda. That's so cool. I like that. Don't compare yourself, take advantage of resources. Another thing that I've heard you speak about that I think is a really good philosophy shift for us newbies is the idea of sit time and how that works out in the larger structure of a homeschool day.
Absolutely. So in our homeschool day, I have 5, like I said, in different grades. So because of that, their seat work, their book work, however you want to phrase that term, looks different for each one of them. So I have 2 that are learning to read, so that can have its own difficulty. I have, like I said, my oldest is in high school, so he does a lot on his own, so his seat work looks different. And then I have 2 middle schoolers, a grade 4 and a grade 6. So for each of them, their math looks different. Their language arts reading looks different. Their readers, what they're reading to themselves, all those things look different. Some of them have some art projects that I do a little bit different, map work, etc. So that independent work is how we phrase it, or seat work is what we really, as a parent, you want to be available for to help them work through those different lessons. Our other subjects that we do together is science, history, geography, and those ones we tend to try and take a couple hours throughout the entirety of the day to sit down and be together during that time. So the importance is to remember that your school day is not going to look like a typical 9 to 3 or however long your children were in school in their, as we call it, brick and mortar school, versus what you're doing at home, because their time is going to be, if they're quick, they can get it done like that, work through their sheets that they have. And if they're slower, you have the time to sit one-on-one with them and to work with them and kind of, figure out a schedule that works for your family and for your kids in regards to their seat work.
Right. That's awesome. And I think that's such important information for us newbies, is that we think, oh, they're going to sit down and do all this work, but there's so much more structure that you provide.
Right. Right. And it's really important to give them breaks and actually give them more breaks at home. I find in a school classroom, it could be, I don't know for sure, of course, my oldest was in grade 4 when I pulled him out, but I haven't seen it myself. But there's distractions in the classroom. The teacher will teach a lesson, then give that back and forth, right, with the hand in the air, and right, just that communication between student and teachers. Whereas at home, it's just them doing their work, and they might have distractions with siblings, but maybe they're an only child and it's just you and them. Or maybe they're looking at this stuff and this is a new thing for them. And so they really want to know, they really have that, sorry, I'm being distracted. My daughter's peeking in.
The new normal.
Exactly. So for them, they need more breaks, right? They need that opportunity to just get up and see something different. And that's okay. That's actually really encouraged, is to let them have that time to walk away or to do something different.
Exactly. And I think what you're modeling just right now is that flexibility too, as the lead teacher or mom in the room, you're sort of flexible and still maintain your composure, which is exactly what hopefully what we're going to do. Right?
That's right. That's right. And to just remember, this is new for them. Right? Be patient for you, for yourself. Be patient with them when you can be. I know we talked a little bit about being overwhelmed in the past, and I want to give advice on how an overwhelmed typical day looked for me, but I was thinking about it. It's not typical anymore. My kids are navigating through this new normal for themselves too. They're used to co-ops. They're used to going out on little field trips and these different things, visiting family, visiting friends, and it's not happening. So when they're getting overwhelmed, a lot of it could look the same as you newbies, as you call yourselves, because they don't understand this world that we've thrown ourselves into, that we have to now patiently figure out how to do the school thing at home, not in the regular way that we normally would do school.
Exactly. And what I like too, what you've said to me previously is that, you know, it takes time to learn this new role that we're taking on, and we're not going to be able to do it perfectly right now. But for you, with your experience, if you have a moment where you're getting like overwhelmed, or you're just like, you know, gonna lose it, what do you have some advice?
Absolutely, because there are times where I do unfortunately lose it, and there are times where sometimes I just cry because you just want to make it good for them, make it good for you. And often when we're in those moments, it's because we're just like hands in the air. What are we supposed to do? So here are some practical things that have helped me. Sometimes I have to reflect, is it me? Have I gotten away from the schedule that we had implemented? And so the kids have gone off, they're busy. Now they're hard to rein back in. So there's an overwhelming moment because they're not listening and they don't want to do the next thing at task. So often there's this, sorry guys, I got distracted, but this is still school and we still need to do it. Another thing is to remember that this is new normal for them. So to kind of understand, why are they frustrated? Why are we overwhelmed? Am I trying to push them past the limits that the limits are quite past? So take a break. Like I said, maybe let them go outside, run around the yard for 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll say that, go do a lap. I don't care. Just get outside and let's change the pace. Sometimes I've done it in the past in our new homeschooling journey, put a timer on. If they are not able to do math because they look at that page, and I have a perfectionist son and he sees a page of questions and says, if I get any of those wrong, I don't even want to start. Mm-hmm. So we have done in the past where we will just put the timer on 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes are up, you're done. Close the books. We'll try again tomorrow. We'll maybe every day, every week, put it up a little bit more. We don't even use it anymore. It was something that I had to use briefly, and it's something that I will, that someone passed on to me as advice, and I pass that on because it just takes away that pressure of, we have to get this done, and if we don't, I have failed. And I think that is something that as parents and as homeschool families, really to fight that urge of thinking, this is on you. You have failed because your kids are struggling. It's not the case at all. Reach out, look for support. I thought about that earlier when I was thinking about, what do I do when I'm overwhelmed? Is I text a friend. I say, hey, this is my day and it's really rotten right now. And often I'll get a text back of, hey, I get there, that I've been there before, or hey, why don't you try this, right? So really remember, you're not alone and nobody wants you to be doing this alone.
Yeah.
So those are a few things I can think about as to help in overwhelming
Awesome.
situations.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. We're going to wind things down there, but I appreciate what you're saying and your advocacy for accountability. So thank you so much. Stay healthy.
Thanks, you too.